Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom, Duak, and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, One of These Could Be Disease X. All right, and that title could be a working title. I don't know how crazy they are with bringing that up. But for now, that's going to be the title, through the Spirit. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and start it up. And bear with me, actually. Let me go ahead and start my timer back up. So make sure I'm keeping track of my break. But right off the bat, got a couple articles I want to touch on. And we got a couple different ones with, the bird flu. This is Mpox, I guess. I don't know if it's different than monkeypox or if it's just an abbreviated Mpox or whatever they want to call it. I think they end up changing the name of it for some reason or another, right? So you're hearing a lot about it. I've heard, you've been hearing off and on about bird flu. I already did one lesson about it. I want to touch on it again. And, just basically going through the Spirit. There's a lot of articles that they're touching on. And we're just going to go and get it through the Spirit, right? So this is from Yahoo, all right? And I got these from Google News. They kind of just popped up. And this one says, deadly Mpox outbreak abroad is a global threat, CDC warns. Here's what to know, all right? So and before we even get any further, you got to find out what disease X is, right? And right here, if you look up disease X, it says, what is disease X? All right? And we're going to get it from John Hopkins. Let me see if I can turn up my brightness. No, it's just bright as shit out here. So it's not what I want either. No, get out of here. All right, so it says defining disease X. It says proactive planning using conceptual disease models may help prevent the next. You see it, the PD, right? It says, and this was published in February 15th, 2024. Now, I don't know exactly what the date was when they came out with the whole disease X shit. I don't know if it was, I don't know what the exact date was. I think it came out in the WEF, all right, and one of those things, right, in those forms that they have. I can't say the full name. So it says, public health agencies and governments across the globe are always readying their response for the next infectious disease emergency. But how do we prepare for the truly unknown? Enter disease X. It says, since 2018, this mysterious and often misrepresented hypothetical pathogen has been the heart of an international pandemic preparedness efforts. Planning for the emergence of an as yet unknown infectious pathogen could mean a swifter, more effective public health response, one that readily yields treatments and diagnostic tests needed to save lives. And we're not going to continue on and read that anymore. Basically, all you need to know about it is it's planning for a situation that has not happened yet. All right, it's a hypothetical situation, and that's like planning for an attack that you don't know how they're going to attack. All right, it's all fun and games when you're planning for a ground attack, and all of a sudden it's from the air. It's an aerial attack. All right, if you're planning for an aerial attack, and all of a sudden it's for the ground. All right, and they won't be able to cover all bases, unless they already know what that thing will be. Okay. And I'm not going to touch on and say and make any stipulations upon that because YouTube is very, iffy with what you can say and what you can't say. All right, but I'm pretty sure you can work it out for yourself and, understand what's being said there. All right, so, with that, keep that in mind. Again, Slakia won't be able to touch on it too much further than that, but you should be able to get the gist of what we're talking about just off of that. The only way you'd really be able to know, all right, how something would work is if you already knew what it's going to be. All right, it'd be really easy to plan for a situation if you already knew what that situation was going to be. All right, for if you knew a grocery list essentially. All right, know what you need before you go. All right, they already know what they're going to need before it rolls out. So, like I said, not going to touch on too much about that on what it is and what it isn't, but you can read between the lines and figure out what's being said. So this one, of course, the second article says traces of bird flu have made it into store-bought milk in New England, but at very low levels. It says a new analyst by scientists at the Broad Institute suggests milk sold in New England may have lower levels than the national average. So they're saying it may have lower levels there. So, and again, who knows what it's actually all going on with what they're doing and what they're not doing. But it's important. All right, grabbing the first scripture. First of all, right off the bat, it's important to get Ecclesiastes 12:9 and understand this. It reads, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." All right? So that's something you got to realize. You never trust this enemy. Whatever they're saying, whatever they're coming out with, what type of articles they're coming, what they're saying is going to happen or not going to happen. Never put your trust in them, all right? The only person you should put your trust in is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You shouldn't be trusting in man, all right? There's plenty of scriptures about that. Millions, well, not millions. I won't say millions, but, more than a few, all right? You can just type in KJV trust in man, and so many different ones can come up. We could probably just grab the first one. We'll just grab the first one we see. Right here, this is the first one we see in an actual scripture format. Psalm 118 and 8, it says, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." It's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man, because what's a man going to get you? Nothing, all right? Nothing, all right? And especially this man's referring to the Edomites, all right? This devil that's running the society today, man. You can't trust those people. They're not to be trusted. How are you going to trust a liar? How are you going to trust a liar? You can't trust a liar. It doesn't make any sense to trust a liar. All right, that's the stupidest thing you could do, at least one of them. So they're telling you about all these situations and these potential things that could be or could not be. And, and the whole thing, I have my theories about these things. Certain ones I can't share, but, the thing is, I think that they could be going, I won't say I think that they could be going. I got to be careful with my wording here. Something that could be on the line is a manufactured famine. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. And a manufactured famine becomes a really easy thing to maintain and push an idea of once, all of a sudden you got to get rid of all the cows because there's a big sicknesses that's coming and it's spreading to humans. You got to get rid of the cows. You got to get rid of the milk, right? And all the other dairy products, right? No more cheese, right? There's a lot of dairy products out there. No more yogurt, no more cheese, all right? No more sour cream, all right? No more milk. All right, no more milk means no more creamer. All right, so you're gonna have to drink your coffee plain. All right, plain and black. All right, and then and so on and so forth. They can really manufacture. Potentially, not saying that they are. Potentially, it would be really easy to manufacture a famine. All right, out of a situation like that by saying that there's a disease that's spreading. Right. So, continuing back with the first article, it says. Deadly Mpox outbreak abroad is a global threat. CDC warns. Here's what to know. So let's go read this first article. We got you a little test. It's a sample, a taste test, right, of the two articles that we're gonna get. So we're gonna jump into it right now. So this is the first one dealing with Mpox. All right, Mpox, 2pox, 3pox, 4pox, right? It's weird. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think they changed the name because it could have potential racist connotations, which is kind of racist to do in the first place, because that's assuming that there are racial connotations that come along with the word monkey. But you know how Esau is. They're trying to virtue signal and it just backfired on them. So it says the Center for Disease Control and Prevention is warning Americans about a deadlier form of Mpox that's spreading rapidly through the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It says, saying it poses a global threat. Monkeypox cases in the U.S. have declined since their peak in August 2022, but health officials are urging caution. And who knows if this is true or not, because Mpox was really kind of a grasping at straws situation, because everyone was, right around 2022, everyone was really starting to get sick of everybody hearing about the vid, all right? The vid situation. Everyone was getting real sick of it, so they said, you know what, fuck it, just create something new. Maybe that'll get them afraid again. And for a little bit it did. All right, and then if they found out it only affected the homosexual community, and it kind of went up in arms, and everybody just stopped thinking about it. It says, but health officials are urging caution. So far, no cases of this deadlier strain have been detected in the U.S., but the CDC is ramping up surveillance for Mpox and advising people at high risk of infection to get you-know-whatted and take precautions. And who are the people at high risk of infection? Homosexuals, all right? People that are, doing homosexuality and all that shit, right? It says, here's what experts want you to know about the resurgence of Mpox. What is Mpox? Mpox is an infectious disease caused by the monkeypox virus. It typically causes a rash and flu-like symptoms, including body aches, fever, chills, headache, and fatigue, though it can be fatal, particularly for people with compromised immune systems. In the spring of 2022, Mpox began spreading through the U.S., here we go, mainly among gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. It's not even, you know, women on women. It's men with men, all right? I mean, men with men, women with women, they're both just as wicked, right? But the way it's transmitted is 99% of the time it's through men on men. It says the virus is transmitted through prolonged intimate contact with someone who has active lesions, which are red, sometimes painful, sores that make up an Mpox rash. Dr. Boghuma Titanji, professor of infectious diseases at Emory University School in Medicine, tells Yahoo Life, when you're talking about close intimate contact, that includes sex, because people, when having sex, they are close together. It says, but Mpox is not a sexually transmitted infection and can spread without sexual contact, she says. So that's the thing you got to worry. You don't even want to be around these people. You don't even want to, you know, shake hands with these people, man. you gotta be worried about it. It says, what's happening now? It says the deadlier of two forms of the Mpox virus, known as Clade 1, has driven causes in the DRC to a record high, or cases in the DRC. I guess it's something Republic Congo, Democratic Republic Congo, I think it said to a record high. Nearly 20,000 suspected Mpox cases were diagnosed there between January 1st, 2023 and April 14th, 2024. According to a recent CDC report, almost 1,000 people died of the infection, and more than 2/3 of those were children. Why? That's kind of sick, isn't it? You can only imagine what's going down. Clade 1 has a considerably higher mortality rate than Clade 2, which hit the U.S. in 2022, killing up to 10% of the people who contract it, compared to 3.6 or less of those infected with a milder form of Mpox. And the Lord's really ramping up the infections, because back then you got the flu, which people said the flu was so deadly and all that stuff, and you can die from the flu. You don't really hear about it a lot. It's usually the immunocompromised. You get the the very young children and the very old, the very elderly, and that's kind of how it started off with vid. And then things kind of went different. All right, certain people were dying off, certain people weren't. Certain people that got some things, certain people that didn't get some things. So and so, yada yada. You get what we're talking about, right? So, but so this could be the next thing. It could be the thing that they're trying to push out. Could be trying to the potential for a manufactured famine or a new global health scare. It could be on the rise, man. You never know. All right, you can't put anything past Esau. All right, Esau is not above manufacturing a famine. They're not above manufacturing a disease. All right, these things are the things that the Edomites are very well capable of. Who are the Edomites? Well, you know who the Edomites are, right? If you don't know, go and watch one of the other lessons and figure out who they are. All right, we're trying to make this. We're trying to keep this as discreet and candid as possible, because we know how it is when we talk about these videos, that they'll just take our shit right down. All right, not our shit, Salaki. Our videos right down, man. These videos, they'll just take them right down. They don't want that going out, and they'll try to get us with information this, or we said the wrong thing, or that it was insensitive, or that we were using copyright, or yada yada yada. Anything that they can do, man, because this is the devil at the end of the day, and these are the type of things they do, and they don't want that information going out. So let's go and get Psalms 52:7. All right, let's go and get it. I'm not sure how long this lesson's gonna be, but try to have a decent amount of time in it. All right, so Psalms 52:7 says, "Lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness." Okay, so this dude, all right, these devils, all right, these Edomites, all right, they didn't trust in the Lord. They're not trusting in the Lord or in the Lord's power. They're trusting in their money, all right, and their wickedness, all right, and what they can do and what they can't do. You got to realize, the earth is given in the hand of the wicked, as the scripture says. So these people, really have control of the earth right now. So they can say there's a global health threat. They can go and say there's a famine. They can make one. All they got to do is go and kill up all the cows. All they got to do is go and kill up all the chickens. All they got to go and do is kill up a bunch of crops, dump some chemicals from the air, and all of a sudden things start dying. Say it's a heat wave, right? Like we had a couple years ago with all those cows. That's all they have to do, man. At the end of the day, all right. It's not a big mysterious situation that can happen. It's something that's really easy and could happen relatively quickly, man. All of a sudden, hey, no more cows. For example, during the demic. All right, we were having meat shortages. I don't know if any of you brothers and sisters remember that, but over at least here in Vegas, we were having meat shortages. All right, they were driving up costs of chicken and meat and beef and stuff because, you know, they weren't having it, supposedly. Now, all of a sudden, it's fine. You know, just like there was a coin shortage. Oh, we're having a coin shortage, and then all of a sudden, that went away. Why did those things go away? If they were a true problem, shouldn't they stay around? Shouldn't they persist? They didn't get fixed. All right, all of a sudden, they're just better. Why? Because it never existed to begin with, man. Never existed to begin with. All right, it was all manufactured. It was all implemented by man. All right, a man-made disaster. All right, a man-made famine. A man-made this. A man-made that. Man-made diseases, right? So, and I'm not saying that any of these things necessarily are, right? But you can read between the lines. Again, so you can't claim that I said anything that I may or may not have said, right? It's a damn shame we even have to do lessons like this. You know, it may or may not have been said that you got to, you know, jump through hoops, man, because this devil, really, they don't want the information going out. And could we go and make videos on Rumble and get away with it? Yeah, absolutely. Could we go and do videos on Odyssey and get away with it? Yeah. But the problem is that's not where the platform is, man. That's not where the brothers and sisters are. The brothers and sisters and the people that are you know, being reached is from YouTube. All right, YouTube has a higher subscriber base, man, a higher user count. Okay, so anybody can come across that. Not everybody knows about Rumble. Not everybody knows about Odyssey. All right, and those people that do know about Odyssey or Rumble, they already know a little bit of something in general. At least, you know, that the government's fucked up. There's things going on. They already know a little bit. YouTube's where the real platform is, and they know that too. That's why they try to keep us off of it. They try to, you know, get our videos deleted and all that stuff. All right. So, you know, that's basically it for on the MPOX. I'm not going to continue just reading on about it. You know, you pretty much got the, you know, what they're talking about. And that's not something, you know, that, you know, I mean, in a way, you know, it's something to keep an eye out on, but that's not something that would really affect any of us in this truth, because we're not, you know, generally, unless at our jobs, we're not coming into contact with, you know, anybody that's living those disgusting alternative lifestyles. All right, unless you have to work a job where you have to shake hands with people or something, like a sales job or something. You know, be careful. That's all I can tell you. You know, if they got some weird ass scabs in their hand, nope, sorry. You know, make something up. I wouldn't shake their hand. You know, I only have a specific, at least at my job, there's only a couple people that I actually, you know, dap up. All right, there's only a small section of people, and I know them. I talk to them. I'm not just dapping up everybody I know. I know these people, so, and I know that, well, at least to my knowledge, they're not no homosexuals, man. All right, and people that I talk to are generally, you know, against that shit. So, and they make it known. So, that's part of the reason why I'm cool with them. It's because, you know, they have a more similar view set. They're not in this truth or anything like that, but they have a more similar. They know the shit's gross. All right, they know the shit's gross. I can't be friends with no funny man. All right, no, don't bati boy. All right, no mama man come around over here. Don't need that. All right, don't want it around me. All right, don't want them talking to me around like. Well, we got one that works here. All right, as far as a man, the other ones are women. All right, so. But hey, man, you know, I don't dap him up at all, man. I don't shake his hand. I don't know. He tries to give me high fives and shit. I don't even try to high five him like that, you know. I kind of just leave him hanging. But not that I recommend that, you know. But you know, sometimes I guess I've probably done it before if he's persistent. But I generally don't like to. Slack you. So let's continue on. So now let's get back. Let's get a scripture, actually. We already got one, but let me see what else I got up on here. We'll get one more, and then we'll get the scriptures out. Let's just finish this article. I'm not sure how long I've been going for. If I can find out how long it's been going.